So you want to start baking, but you're not sure what equipment you need. This is the video for you. When I decided that I really wanted to get into baking seriously, I thought I had to buy all these different pieces of equipment. Let me tell you, you don't. You don't. So this video is for people who want to take up baking as a hobby or want to take it up professionally. So I'll just be going through a list of things that I feel are essential bits of baking equipment. So let's go. So number one is obviously tins. I say obviously because when I started to bake, just baking for family, etc., I used to use Pyrex dishes and they bake a cake damn good. But if you're going to be baking as a hobby or professionally, you need some cake tins. What I would say to you is, at the beginning, you only need round cake tins. Now I've got cake tins in various sizes from 6" up to 12". That's all you need to start off with. Don't do what I did and get all starry-eyed and go out and buy all these different shaped tins, because people are going to want to order cakes in a star shape, a heart shape. No, they don't. I would say 99% of people who order cakes, they're round. So just start off with round tins. As time goes on and you get more orders, you will get different shaped cakes. So at that point, you buy that shaped tin, or if you're on a budget, you can also hire cake tins. That is a thing here in the UK. So, and that's a really good thing if you're on a budget. The cake tins I've got are PME and Wilton, mainly PME, which is a good solid manufacturer of cake tins. So yeah, you don't need to get every cake tin shape under the sun at the beginning, so don't. The second thing that you need is greaseproof paper. Fun fact, when I first started to bake, I didn't use greaseproof paper. I'd get my tin, I'd line it, I wouldn't line it, I'd put some butter or oil on it, then put the cake mixture in, put it in the oven, take it out, let it cool. And then I'm looking at this cake, and I'm thinking, why is only half the cake coming out of the tin? And that's because I hadn't lined it with greaseproof paper. So that's when I realized you needed greaseproof paper. So line your tin with greaseproof paper, like so. You just cut a circle, line the bottom. You don't need to line the sides for sponge cakes, because more than likely you'll be doing sponge cakes for your hobby or for orders. I just got this from Morrison's. You can get greaseproof paper from any supermarket. There's also the option of reusable greaseproof paper, which is more like a silicone type material, which you can cut to size or is already cut, and that's really good because it's reusable and it's better for the environment. So greaseproof paper is a must. The next bit of essential equipment, measuring spoons. Measuring spoons are very important, especially when you're measuring out things like baking powder, bicarbonate, or soda and salt, because if those measurements are off, it can really ruin your cake. I got my baking spoons, it was actually part of a Christmas present a good few years ago. The present was a cocktail making book, and the spoons came with them. I didn't use the cocktail making book, sorry Emma, but I get the spoons. These spoons have been with me ever since. You can get these anywhere, any good place you can get them. Mixing bowls, because what are you going to mix your cakes in, your cake batter in? I have glass bowls and plastic bowls. I prefer glass bowls, but fun fact, a lot of the glass bowls that I had, I broke. So I think it's better that I have plastic bowls. They're safer for me anyway. Just make sure your plastic bowls are microwavable, because for example, in my kitchen is very cold in the winter. So even though I might have kept the butter out all throughout the night, I come in the morning, the butter's still hard, so I have to zip it in the microwave for a bit. So make sure they're microwavable, have loads of them, because you're going to need bowls for cake batter, butter, sugar, all kinds of things. My bowls I got from Morrison's, but you can get them from anywhere, any any supermarket. The next thing you're going to need is wooden spoons, spatulas and skewers. Wooden spoons because you're going to be mixing here, there and everywhere. A lot of the cakes that I make with a bowl and wooden spoon. I don't use a stand mixer, I'm a bit old school like that. Spatulas are brilliant for getting all the cake mixture out of the bowl and for mixing in colour into cake batter and buttercream. And of course skewers are what you use to test to make sure the cake is done. You can also use cocktail sticks, but I just think skewers are better because they're longer. Cocktail sticks are quite short and you could end up burning yourself. I got all of these from Wilko. Yes, Wilko again. I realised when I was researching this video that a lot of my stuff comes from Wilko. I swear this is not a sponsored video. It just happens that a lot of the stuff is from Wilko and it's good quality and it's reasonably priced. The next thing you're going to need are oven gloves, not mittens. I know most things you put on your hands to take hot things out the oven mittens. Nah, I don't like oven mittens. It's not to say I don't have them. I do for when I'm, other stuff apart from baking, but I prefer the gloves so you can feel your fingers. So these are what I've got. And I got these from Amazon. They're actually marketed as gloves for barbecues, but they're heat resistant, so it's fine. So make sure you get a pair of these, and I would recommend gloves over mittens. Next item, timer. Now you can argue you can use your mobile phone as a timer to time how long your cakes have been in the oven, but you might get a notification or call and that could just mess up the timer. It ends up stopping. So I believe you should have a separate timer. This timer that I have, I got it from Amazon and it has 4 different timers. So if you have more than one oven, you can have more than one cake baking. It has a separate timer for each. So it's really good. Like I said, I got it from Amazon, but you can get these pretty much anywhere. Wilko probably has it as well. The next thing you need is a scale. Now, this is my scale. And what's really good about it is the fact that it weighs liquid weight as well. So get you a scale that not only weighs grams, ounces, pounds, but weighs milliliters, liters, fluid ounces. They're the best kind of scales. So then you don't have to bother with measuring jugs, because measuring jugs I don't think are that accurate anyway. So get a scale, digital scale as well, not an old school scale, digital scale that weighs liquid as well as dry. This scale I got from, it was either Argos or, I think it was Argos, this one, yeah, not Amazon, it was from Argos. But again, you can get them pretty much any good shop. I think even supermarkets do them as well, so yeah. Cooling racks, you need cooling racks to cool your cakes on. I've got these cooling racks from, let's say altogether, Wilko. I've got several of these racks. They're very reasonably priced. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously cooling racks are used to protect the surfaces of your kitchen or your table. So I would say they are an essential bit of kit. I nearly didn't put this on the list because I don't know if it is essential. Let me know down in the comments if you think this is essential. It's a hand mixer or a stand mixer. When I started out baking, I didn't have any of these things. So making something like buttercream, normally you would make it with either a hand mixer or a stand mixer. I use my wooden spoon and bowl, and that's how I made my buttercream in the beginning, because I wanted a stand mixer, couldn't really afford it. So I did it old school, because that's how they used to make buttercream before all these things were invented. So that's how I made it. So I don't know if it's essential because you may have a tight budget. So yes, you can make buttercream with your wooden spoon and bowl. It takes a long time, but you can make it. So I'm going to put it in here because I think today it would be seen as being an essential bit of kit. But let me know if you think it's essential at the beginning of your journey into cake making. I'm not sure. So there you have it. There's my list of essential baking equipment. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments and let's have a discussion. Until next time, cake lovers.